Hi, I'm Mike Schwartz, and I'm going to give you a quick video for charter schools to help you understand how you verify your enrollment. It's a new process that we have that we want to make sure all charter schools are doing prior to getting your adequacy payments each of the payments throughout the year. So again, I'm Mike Schwartz. The next slide, I'm going to show you my contact information. We're going to do an overview of what steps you have to do to verify your enrollment counts, and it's a fairly straightforward process. It really shouldn't be very difficult at all, but we want to kind of walk through the steps with you, and it's an important thing that gets done. I'm also actually going to go online and do it through our test site and show you a demonstration of how you do the verification. And this obviously isn't a live webinar, so we won't have the additional Q&A. But by all means, please do reach out if you have questions. You've got my email address here and my cell phone number. You are welcome to call me anytime. Absolutely fine. Nights, weekends are good too. Definitely want to make this easy for you. We don't want you struggling. There's also the DOE help desk information, so please feel free to reach out to them with questions as well, anytime. So the steps, as I mentioned, are fairly straightforward. And there's kind of two main purposes for this. One is to make sure you receive the appropriate adequacy payments. And the second one is that the DOE needs to make sure that they've met state and federal requirements to ensure that they're requiring that the data is accurate and valid. So the steps that you're going to take is, one, you're going to upload your AOI submissions. And many of you may have already done that, so you may not even have to do that again. It may be all set. And then you're just going to go into a new charter school verification report and just verify your enrollment count. We're doing this video and this process right now in February. So this is for your February enrollment count that will drive, I believe it's your March payments. So we're just going to go ask you to click on the report, review that you've got all the right students in your school as of February 1st, confirm the report, and you're done. We're asking you to do this ideally between February 8th and February 15th. So we want to do one more tweak to the system before you do it, but then by February 8th you should be ready, and we'd like them done by February 15th, and maybe shortly after that, so that we can have all the data to make sure that your payments get processed at the end of the month. Again, there's these two steps, uploading the AOI. This video isn't going to go into detail about uploading the AOI. Hopefully you're familiar with that. Again, reach out if you've got questions. But the main thing is, the first thing you'll do is go to the work queue. If you need to upload files, you can go to upload files, and you'll make sure that your AOIs are submitted. I should point out that the AOI has to be in a status of verified. If the AOI is got errors in it, then that data won't flow into the report. We're only going to take records that have been verified. Once you've got your AOIs uploaded, you'll then go to the reporting menu item, and there's a new submenu that's called Charter School Enrollment Verification. You'll click on Charter School Enrollment Verification, and you'll come to a page that has some graphs that shows you your enrollment. It's going to show your enrollment for this year, and then it's actually going to show you your enrollment for the prior years as well, just so you can get an idea to make sure that your data looks accurate. There are 3 reports on this page, one for the start of the school year, one for November, and one for February. We've obviously already passed the start of school in November, so we're not asking you to do that this year. That'll come into play next year. But we are asking you to click on the last report, which is the February enrollment counts, and confirm that data. So you'll click on that report, and that'll basically, oops, went the wrong way. That'll basically bring you to a page that shows your report of all for your school, all your students, their date of birth, their SASA, their last name, their first name, the grade they're in, and their entry date, and if they have an exit date, the exit date. You can export this to Excel, so if you click on this little button, it'll let you save it as an Excel file. And what we do is, what we're asking you to do is review this and make sure, yes, in fact, these are all the students that were in your school as of on February 1st. Once the data is correct, once you've reviewed it and you feel it's correct, you're simply going to do 2 things. You're going to check this box. So you're going to check the box right next to the thing that says confirm report, and this is at the bottom of the report. And then you're going to click the words confirm report. So I can't stress that enough. You got to do those 2 things. Check the box and then click the button, click the words that say confirm report. That's really all you're going to have to do. I should point out that if you do export this to Excel, or you've taken some time, maybe you brought up this page, but then you've gone offline to look in Excel and look at the data, I wouldn't recommend coming back to this and clicking confirm, because you might have a timeout issue. It might have been too long since you last came to this page. So if you did come to this page and went off to do some other stuff for half an hour or 15 minutes, I would recommend you close this tab and then reopen the report before you click confirm. Once you come back, when you close that tab, once you've clicked confirm, if you come back to, you'll come back to the page, this review page. if you click the refresh button, and we're going to actually update the system in the future, so you won't have to do that. But right now, you're going to have to click the refresh button, and then you'll see that the status now says confirmed because you confirmed the report. If you click on the little magnifying glass, we actually will show you the history of that information. So here it shows you, yes, it was certified on this date, and these are the number by this person, and these are the number of students that you certified. So that's it. That's really all you have to do. I'm going to give you a quick demo now just so you can see exactly what that looks like. So I'm going to escape out of the slideshow for a quick second. I'm going to come over to a test database that we have. And I'm going to log in here. Give me just one second. So now I'm going to come to our test database here, and I'm going to actually walk you through the system. So I'm going to go again. First thing I'm going to do is go to my work queue. Well, actually, the first thing I'll do is I'll just show you. I'm going to go to reporting, to this new charter school enrollment verification report, and let's see if we've got my data ready to go. So I'm going to come to this report, and I'm logged in here as a test. This is test data, so thank you, Seacoast Charter, for letting me use you as a test system. But again, this is not real data. And we see here that there's no data, no AOI was found. So that's because I haven't uploaded my AOI file yet. So in that case, I'm going to go to Upload Files. Now I can go to the work queue, and you can see that in the work queue there's no AOIs uploaded. So I'm going to go to my upload file. I'm going to choose my AOI submission. I'm going to choose the file that I want to upload. Put in my comment so I know what this file is about. Click my pre-check formatting. It comes back and hopefully everything looks good. It does, so now I can submit the data. So I submit the data to the department, and I come back to my work queue, and I now see that it's uploading. My AOI file is uploading. If I click refresh, I want to make sure that it gets verified. And actually, you see it got batch verified with error, so I had an error in my file. So I'm going to show you again, because even though I uploaded my AOI, because there's errors in there, if I go to the reporting, charter school enrollment verification, I will still see that there's no data found. And again, it's because there's no AOIs that have been verified. So I go back to my work queue. I will select that AOI. I will look to see what errors I have. Click View Detail. I see that there's one record that had an error. I'm going to delete that record. And there's, I'm in test data, so this is not showing up correctly, but there is only one record that was an error. I'm going to select that file again. I'm going to go ahead and verify it. Again, remember, it has to, even though I deleted the error, it's not verified until I click verify again, and it comes back as batch verified. I will wait a quick second here and then click refresh. And now I see that it's been verified with 30 students. So now I'm going to go back to my charter school enrollment. And this time we should now see a graph with some data. And sure enough, we do. Now, the thing I want to point out on this graph is the yellow highlighted color with a border around it. That is your current February data that we want you to verify. And so that's these bars here, these yellow bars. In addition to what the current February count, we are also showing you your November count for this year, and then also your February count last year and your February count the year before. And we're doing this to help you make sure the data looks good. So in this case, clearly I had all these students in the prior years, and now this year I've got very few students. Clearly there's some problem with my AOI. And that's because we're in a test database, and I only uploaded 20 students just to kind of show you the process. You would obviously want to go back and fix your AOI to make sure you've got all the students showing up in February 2021 that you would expect. Once you looks like the numbers are right, we now actually want you to review and make sure you've got the right students. So if I click on the February Charter Certification Report, it's going to basically bring up a list of those students that I've just uploaded. We'll want you then to review this, and again, you can go here and you can export it to Excel if that's an easier way to do it, depending on the number of students. But the goal, and you can, once you have an Excel, you can sort it by grade or by name or whatever is easiest for you. And we're then going to want you to review that data and make sure that these students are actually the students who are in your school. Assuming they're all the right students, you scroll down the bottom. And I should also point out, because this was asked during a webinar, if you export it to Excel, it will truly export all the data, not just what you're seeing. So if you've got 500 records, it'll export them all. But once it all looks good, you go to the bottom, you click the checkbox, and then you also click the words confirm report. By doing that, it gives us the full confirmation, and we'll go back to the main screen to see if the status has changed. We're actually going to update this. Right now, it doesn't show you any of the students once you confirm it, but we'll fix that. But that is all you have to do. As long as you've got that confirmed, you're all set. If I close the report, remember I said it doesn't update the status automatically. You have to click refresh. But if I click refresh, we should now see that the status changed from confirmation required to confirmed. So now it's been confirmed. If I want to see the history of it, I've actually been playing with this data a little bit today, so we might see a lot of history. But you can see it's now been certified at 5:38 p.m. That's when I'm doing this by myself for 30 students. You actually see a history here. So if you actually, I didn't mention this before, but I'll mention it now. You can actually unconfirm your data. So maybe you uploaded it and it was certified, but then maybe you realize, you know what, I forgot. We just brought a new student in, the end of January, and I didn't include that student. So you can actually go back to the report. At the bottom of the report, rather than having a checkbox and a confirm, it now says unconfirmed. And so I can scroll down to the bottom. I click undo confirmation. And at this point, I can close that screen. I update my status, and now instead of saying confirmed, it's going to actually say confirmation required again. And if I look at my history, we'll see that it now has an unconfirmed. It should have an unconfirmed status. Oh, I must have pushed the report instead of history. If I click on the history, we'll see it now says uncertified. So I would want to update my AOI. I'd want to go back to my report, and since I just ran it, I might as well just do this. I could click confirm one more time now that I've added that one student. I can close my report. I come back here. I refresh the status. And now that I've confirmed it a second time, or in my demo here about the 7th time, it's now set to confirmed. So what's important again is that between February 8th and February 15th, that you come to this page, you've got your AOIs uploaded, and you confirm your report. I think that's about it. Let me just scroll back over to the PowerPoint, and I'm going to put up the last slide, which is my contact information, one more time. And I just can't reiterate enough. Please reach out and call with questions. But I hope this was helpful. Thank you very much for your efforts to make sure that your data is accurate and the department can ensure that you've all certified your report. And please do reach out with questions. Thank you.